Hello students, good time to all. I am Chandan Kumar Pradhan. Welcome to your YouTube channel Chandan Physics. In this video, we are going to discuss moment of inertia of a hollow cylinder. First, we calculate the moment of inertia of a hollow cylinder about its axis. What is hollow cylinder? A hollow cylinder is assumed to be made up of large number of thin annular discs and each of same external and internal radii are adjacent to each other. Means the internal radii and the external radii are very close to each other. Let us consider a hollow cylinder of mass m, length of that of hollow cylinder, let L, with external and internal radii being capital R and small r respectively. So we draw the figure of this type of hollow cylinder. The hollow cylinder of length L and mass m is the hollow cylinder, that one is the axis, boldly I draw it. This is the axis, and the external radii is capital R. This is the external radii, and the internal radii is the smaller, so we take the hollow cylinder as this portion is the hollow cylinder portion, and the internal radii is smaller, and we take an elementary portion of that of hollow cylinder, that is the thin annular disc has a distance of x, this is the x distance from that of axis, that thin annular disc, is the thin annular disc portion. Now we mathematically treat face area of cylinder. Is equal to pi r square minus r square, the face area of that of cylinder. This is the capital R, this one is the small r. Then its volume pi the face area into its length, and the face area into length. So mass per unit volume is equal to mass per unit volume, that is pi r square minus r square into L, that is the density of that of hollow cylinder. Since we find out the mass per unit volume, then we can consider an elementary cylinder of radius x and thickness b dx, whose face area is 2 pi x dx, that is the circumference into its thickness. So its volume is face area into its length, that is 2 pi x dx into L. This is the elementary cylinder of radius x and its thickness b dx. That's why its face area will be 2 pi x dx and volume will be 2 pi x dx into L. Now since we calculate the mass per unit volume, then we calculate what is that mass of that of elementary coaxial cylinder. You can write mass of this elementary coaxial cylinder is equal to mass per unit volume into volume of the cylinder. Mass per unit volume, that is m divided by pi r square minus r square into L into volume of the cylinder, that is 2 pi x dx into L. The result will be 2 m x dx, pi cancel out, divided by r square minus r square. Let it as equation number 2. We write hence the moment of inertia about the axis of cylinder that is di is equal to mass of the elementary disk into square of the distance is equal to 2mx dx divided by r square minus r square into x square, square of the distance is equal to, or di 2m divided by r square minus r square into x cube dx. Let equation number 3. Now we find out the moment of inertia of that of elementary disk about the axis. So the total moment of inertia due to this hollow cylinder about that of axis we can find out by integrating this with proper limits. That's why integrating equation 3, we get the moment of inertia of whole cylinder about its own axis. That is di integration from 0 to I is equal to 2m divided by r square minus r square is the constant, r x cube dx, that change from dx change from that is small r to capital R is equal to I 2m divided by r square minus r square x fourth by fourth r, or I is equal to 2m divided by r square minus r square r fourth minus r fourth divided by fourth, or I is equal to m divided by r square minus r square, that is r square minus r square whole square divided by, or we can multiply 2 here, 2 cancel out. Now I is equal to m divided by 2 r square minus r square. This can be written as r square minus r square whole into r square plus r square, that is a square minus b square, that is a plus b whole into a minus b. Here r square minus r square cancel out. That's why I is equal to half m r square plus r square. This is the required expression for that of moment of inertia of that of hollow cylinder about its own axis. Again, we derive the moment of inertia of that of hollow cylinder about on axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its own plane. Of that of hollow cylinder. That's why let y dash be the axis passing through the center of the cylinder. Cylinder, that is the hollow cylinder of external and internal radius, like that of capital R and small r respectively. Here we draw that of cylinder, hollow cylinder. This is the axis. That is y dash, on which about that axis we calculate the moment of inertia of that of hollow cylinder. That's why the entire length of that of hollow cylinder is small l. This portion will be L by 2 and that portion change to also L by 2. To calculate the moment of inertia due to this hollow cylinder about the axis y dash, we take an elementary portion to that of hollow cylinder, which the axis is at a distance small x from y dash and it has the thickness of dx and the center will be O dash and this will be named as C D. Now we write if m is the mass of the hollow cylinder then volume of cylinder will be how much? That is face area into length. Face area into length is that of volume. Face area, that is pi r square minus r square. Length, that is capital L, sorry, small l. Now we calculate mass per unit volume. Mass per unit volume of what? That of cylinder is equal to mass per unit volume pi r square minus r square into L. That is the density. Equation 1. We take that cylinder is made up of, is assumed to be made up of large number of annular discs placed adjacent to each other. Let us consider an elementary disc as shown in the figure at a distance x from y dash. As you take that of elementary annular disc at a distance of x having thickness dx from that of axis y dash. Then the surface area of the disc, then the surface area of the disc pi r square minus r square. If the thickness is dx, we take the thickness. If the thickness is dx, then the volume will be area into thickness pi r square minus r square into dx. So its mass will be, so its mass, that is mass per unit volume into volume of the disc. Mass per unit volume we find out, that is m divided by pi r square minus r square into L into volume of the disc, that is pi r square minus r square dx. Solving this we get, that is m divided by L dx, that equation number 2. First of all, we find out the moment of inertia. Moment of inertia of disc about the diameter CD, about the diameter CD is, look at the figure. Now we calculate the moment of inertia of that of disc about that of diameter CD is equal to 1/4 m by L dx into r square plus r square. Equation number 4. This can be used, this will be found as we know the moment of inertia of annular disk about its diameter is equal to, that is 1/4 of its mass into r square plus r square, that the internal and the external radii of that of annular disk. So we use that formula to derive this. Hence, as we find out the moment of inertia of that of disk, that the elementary disk, then we find the total moment of inertia. Hence we write, hence moment of inertia of this disk about the axis y dash is obtained by using the parallel axis theorem that is di is equal to m by L dx r square plus r square divided by 4 plus m by L dx into x square. That equation number 5. Look at the figure. We use the parallel axis theorem, that is the moment of inertia is equal to ICM plus m r square, that is ICM, the moment of inertia at the center of mass, plus mass into the distance between them, the square of the distance. We use that parallel axis theorem, that is the moment of inertia at that of center of mass, and then mass, distance, square of the distance. Now the moment of inertia of whole cylinder about the axis y dash is obtained by integrating the equation 5 from the limit, that is x from minus L by 2 to x from plus L by 2. Look at the figure, that is the entire moment of inertia of that of hollow cylinder about that of axis y dash. We use the limit minus L by 2 to plus L by 2. That is di from 0 to I m by L r square plus r square divided by 4 limit minus L by 2 to plus L by 2 dx plus m by L minus L by 2 to plus L by 2 x square dx, or I is equal to m by L r square plus r square divided by 4. We change the limit from 0 to L by 2, that's why we multiply 2, then the limit changes to 0 to plus L by 2 dx plus m by L, same as that of case, that is 2 0 to L by 2 x square dx, or I is equal to m r square plus r square divided by L, to cancel out, that is 2 integration of dx, that is x, and using the limit L by 2 change to L by 2 plus 2m by L into, using that is x cube by 3, using the limit we find out L cube by 24. This integral will be x using the limit, this integral will be x cube by 3 using the limit L by 2, or I is equal to m by 4th r square plus r square plus m L square divided by 12, L square cancel out 2. Simplify this, I is equal to, taking m as common, that is r square plus r square divided by 4 plus L square divided by 12. This is the required expression, that is the moment of inertia of that of hollow cylinder, whole hollow cylinder about the axis y dash. So with the help of this video lecture we understand, discuss it one by one, that is the moment of inertia of a hollow cylinder. First case, about its axis, we take that of hollow cylinder and take an elementary portion. First we calculate the mass per unit volume, then that of mass of that of elementary portion, and find out the moment of inertia of that of elementary disc about that of axis. Then we find out the entire moment of inertia, sorry, that is not, that will be this much. We calculate the moment of inertia of that of elementary disc and integrating proper limits, then we find out the moment of inertia of that of hollow cylinder about its axis. This is the required expression. Again another type, that is about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane. We take that of hollow cylinder and again an elementary portion of that of hollow cylinder, find out its mass, moment of inertia of that of disc, and finally integrating, find out the expression, that is the expression for that moment of inertia of that of hollow cylinder when we consider it about to an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its own plane. So with this useful and informative notes, let me wind up this session. Thank you.